Well, we now cross live to Nomawethu Solwandle for the details on that fire story. Nomawethu, a very good afternoon to you. Now, latest reports are saying that more firefighters have been called in. It must have been severe. Please tell us the latest.
Well, a very good afternoon to you. Well, it's certainly been a very busy afternoon, well, since morning here in the South Peninsula, not only for the firefighters, but for us as well. Since the fires started raging yesterday, several roads had to be closed here in the South Peninsula. And I must say the city has come to a standstill because of those roads that have been closed. Like you said, more firefighters are now being roped in. We understand that about 20 teams from the Free State and the Eastern Cape will come and assist the more than 300 firefighters that have been deployed here along this mountain pass. Now that will bring the number to more than 800 firefighters. I think the biggest problem here today is that as much as firefighters keep on trying to contain the blaze, the southeasterly just keeps on fanning it, and it just spreads to other areas. It started in the Muizenberg area, but we understand that at this point the critical area is in Hout Bay. Now I must tell you that we did try to get into Hout Bay about 30 minutes ago, but like I said, the firefighters, the emergency personnel are simply not letting us through, and everything has come to a standstill around the South Peninsula. But I must say, they're simply not letting us through for our own safety. You understand that a number of people have been evacuated from their homes, and people that are have not been evacuated at this stage have been told to take the necessary precautions. At this point, we're actually at Constantia, and this is the closest, I must say, that we can get to the fire. If you can just see behind me, there's this huge cloud of smoke, and of course we're not allowed any closer. But there are some people that have gathered here from Constantia to come and monitor the fire for themselves. We're going to speak to some of them now, a mother and a daughter, Debbie and Ali, just to tell us more. What precautions have you taken for this fire?
Well, we've been watching the fire since 1 o'clock this morning, and we live up Swanswyk Road, and there's over 100 horses on these properties up the top. And obviously with horses, you can't move them very quickly, so you have to move them gradually. So we've actually evacuated our 4 horses out already, because we're just behind this field where we are now. And the whole community has pulled together because Nova Zonnestraal Farm in Constantia have opened up all their land to us to move the horses there. And a lot of people from Takai and from the forestry stables are also moving their horses there as well.
And also I think the other thing is that damage to property is very worrying at this stage. You said you've been monitoring the fire since last night. How do you feel at this stage?
Well, we feel quite gutted because, I mean, we've seen it burn right from Muizenberg all the way across, and you know, those poor people have lost their houses, and you know, we're still very fortunate that the fire's quite high up, but you know that, and also with the firefighters, I mean, those guys have been working 24/7. I mean, it's really been hard for them, and obviously Cape Town appreciates it.
And Ali, for you, how do you feel about the situation?
Well, it's rather scary actually, because it's right above our heads, and our horses, we had to get them out really quickly, but yeah, just have to see what's going to happen.
Thank you very much for your time. Mother and daughter, Ali and Debbie, telling us about the precautions that they've taken this afternoon to ensure their safety. Of course, for them here in Constantia, the fire is still high up in the mountain, but of course, there's still a lot of concern as into what's going to happen as the fire continues to rage across this mountain. Studio.
Nomawethu, before I let you go, please tell us more about the rescue efforts. We hear that the National Defence Forces also offered a chopper to try and assist with the rescue. Tell us more about that.
If you can just repeat the question for me, Alicia, the line's just a bit hectic.
Yes, Nomawethu, we hear that the National Defence Forces also brought in a chopper to try and assist with the rescue efforts. Tell us more about those rescue efforts. How are they going at this stage?
Well, Alicia, from the little bit that I heard from your question, this is a very serious situation. Like I said earlier, some firefighters have now been roped in from the Free State and the Eastern Cape to make sure there is no more damage to property. We understand that elderlies had to be evacuated from an elderly home earlier. We understand that guests had to be evacuated from a hotel at Chapman's Peak. These people need all the assistance that they can get. We understand that a firefighter earlier as well had had to be hospitalized because he was severely injured. You'll understand that a lot of people have come in as volunteers in this job. They risk their lives to make sure that other people and their homes are safe. So this is seriously this is certainly a very serious situation here, Alicia. Like you heard, the people taking all the necessary precautions, and the community has come together to ensure that there will not be losses of life. Alicia.
That's Nomawethu Solwandle live to us from Muizenberg in Western Cape.